Well, pag tinignan natin yung pinapakita ni Trillanes, mukhang galing sa mga drug dealers, mga drug lords. At hindi lang yon, hindi pa natin nabusisi yung confidential funds ni Tatay Digong. Oh, kaya nang kailangan natin makita. And guys, having said that, wow, Richard Heydarian is in the house. Welcome, Richard.
Bro, wala na yata natira sa akin. The
Teka,
chance
can you,
to get.
sandali
Sorry.
Yan. Okay, I'll make you,
Jeez, bro.
I'll make you, I shall make you a, how do I make you, Paano ba to? I'll make you a host.
Yeah,
Okay,
just make
guys. So let's all welcome Richard, everyone. Dito na ang ating pambansang
it.
political analyst.
Yan talaga, kaya talagang pambansa. Grabe, dumaan kasi ako sa Mega Mall area on the way back. My goodness, parang isang oras yata. Please, wag na kayo dumaan sa Mega Mall area. Goodness, dahil
Actually,
sa... Yeah, yeah,
ganun
bro.
ba kagrabe ang traffic ngayon?
Grabe. It's just the Mega Mall area, bro. 30 minutes ka na dyan at least. Yung ano lang, yung sa baba. It's
Ay, nako.
I was hoping to be 9:30, 9:45, sabi ko. Yun ang sinabi ng uh, Waze ko, but my goodness, wag na kayo
That's
dumaan.
okay.
It keeps on
It's
getting
been a
worse.
live, alam mo, it's been a lively discussion. Actually, buti nakarating ka. I was about to end the live nga eh. Pero
No,
people are here. A
nagko-comment
lot
ako
of
sa
people are
live mo. Hindi mo
watching.
nakikita? Nagko-comment
Ala,
ako sa live mo sa
alam mo,
baba.
sa daming nagko-comment at it's
I know,
scrolling
I'm just
fast,
kidding.
I
You
can't
know.
see. Although I do notice na may mga Duterte supporters on the live stream and I want them to be on the live stream.
Oo naman, brother. Of course, of course.
And may mga iba dito nga sinasabi na pag-usapan daw natin ng batas. Ang nakakapagtaka is for 40 minutes I've been talking about the law. Kaya ako nagtataka sa mga tahol na to eh. Okay.
Okay, let's get the ball rolling. All right, one, two, three. All right, welcome back everyone sa paborito niyong may dalawang version eh. May usapang politika for me, R meets C. Yan, Richard and Kristan. I'm very glad to see so many people looking forward. Ito sa weekly editions natin together, Kristan. Kamusta, brother? You seem to be also doing very, very well nowadays. Daming content.
Yeah, actually, well, ang dami nating content dahil ang dami nangyayari sa Pilipinas. Alam mo naman tayo, ay nakukuha lang natin ang mga content natin sa mga kalokohan na ginagawa ng ating mga politiko.
I mean, that's the reason why na sobrang late ako. Actually, kasama ko si Ronald Llamas kanina in an event with some of the visiting ministers from abroad. So, believe me, brother, all around the world, they're asking for comments and analysis. So, sobrang in-demand tayo. Wala naman bayad. Like,
Oh,
sa bayad na lang. Libre lang ginagawa namin. And unlike Ronald Llamas, I don't have my driver. I drive myself. So, pasensya na kung sabaw na ako today. Thank you so much again, brother, for being so patient with me. I'm really sorry. My day job is keeps on eating. Kagabi, alam mo, 1 a.m. kami natapos. Because si
wow.
General Torre came on board at 12 because, you know, the nature of his job, I think marami rin siya mga inasikaso. Biglang sabi niya, nag-text, Richard, gising ka pa? Opo, gising pa ako. Tapos na ako mag-live. Ito ba tayo mabol? Sabi ko, sige, habol tayo. So, bro, doon sa mga hindi nakanood, please check out the interview with General Torre. I asked him, among others, since ikaw yung head ng CIDG, yung talagang investigative, may nahanap ba kayo na Mary Grace Piatos in the entire database? Diba? Sabi nila, wala pa. But bro, the one that really, like, hindi ko na kaya, sabi ko, kamusta ang status ng manhunt for Harry Roque? Ang sama talaga ni General. Sabi niya, can you clarify the question? I said, manhunt, right? Yun yung term na you know, sabi ng PNP. Sabi niya, basta alam mo ka, dito lang yan. So tabi-tabi lang, yun lang, 7,000 islands. So, pasensya na bro, talaga, schedules are crazy nowadays. But I love you, brother. You're doing fantastic. You're doing great. And looking forward to our discussion today. So, you're the star now, bro. Balikan kita ngayon. First of all, what is your read of this latest Sara Duterte edition? Meltdown na ba?
Yeah.
Kailangan ba ng professional help or kailangan na tanggalin na talaga sa trabaho? Medyo over
Ah,
the board.
alam mo, first of all, over the board na yan eh. What she's doing is illegal and it's against her mandate and her sworn Okay? Sworn duty as a public official, second highest official in the land. Yung palang talagang kailangan na siyang tanggalin. Honestly, hindi naman magre-resign si Sara. Alam natin, she is pushing buttons. She wants to be impeached. She wants to be a martyr. But she's not gonna be a martyr, and if by all indications, nakikita natin yung mga nasa EDSA ngayon at nasa Davao, it's not gonna amount to anything near a people power. At yung mga ginagawa niya, remember, I was just talking about this kanina, is that these are things that are against the law. What she's doing is completely illegal. Kaya yung palang nakikita mo na wala siyang respeto sa batas at dito mo nakikita that they have no respect at all for the law. And that's why out na yan. And sabi nga niya na gusto daw ng mga tao pa-psychiatric test siya. Tapos sabi niya, gusto ko din mag-drug test tayong lahat. I was just saying kanina that it's weird how they divert the issue, ano? It's a logical fallacy. I forget which one is it eh. Pero yung logical fallacy na sasabihin, pag-usapan natin to.
What
It's called the red
aboutism?
herring. There
Yung
you go.
whataboutism. Yeah, I mean, yung whataboutism
Yeah.
essentially. In
Tapos
colloquial.
pinipilit niya that everyone should do a drug test. We're not talking about drugs. We're talking about criminality. We're talking about the confidential funds. Pinag-uusapan natin kung gaano karami ba yung nanakaw o nawawalang pera from the 612 million pesos. Yun naman pinag-uusapan not a drug test. So, kaya it's all funny how she does it. Pero very, very, very cunning. Very cunning yung paggagawa niya. Kaya there, that's my stand. Let's get her out of power na, please. Sawang-sawa na ang mga tao. I think all of us, people are watching. There's over 3,500 people watching tonight. And I want to ask all of you guys, ano ba, tingin nyo? Tanggalin na ba si Sara or kaya pa ba nyo? Malaman nga natin ngayong gabi. Di ba? Ikaw, Richard, ano tingin mo?
Well, brother, going back to this. First of all, ang tinanong ko kay General Torre kahapon, folks are free to also check that out, was, ano ba talaga nangyari dun sa Chief of Staff ni Sara? Ano ba nangyari? Anxiety attack? Ano ba talaga yung nangyari? Baka kung ano daw nire-request nila na mga test ng ganyan. Tapos ang kulit ng mga tao na sa live. Sabi niya, sir, nag-request din ba sila ng lie detector test? Ang sama talaga ng mga, pasaway talaga yung mga tao. Imagine mo, 12 midnight. Ang dami pa rin mga bully. Pero bro, that was crazy. I don't know if you watched it. Pinost ko yun. Yung nangyari sa Nigeria, yung sa Abuja, bro. Yung parang may hearing din sila doon sa confidential fund version nila sa Nigeria. Tapos yung tinanong-tanong siya, biglang parang nag-epileptic yung
Didn't.
naalala mo yan, oh bro,
Is this recent?
nung pandemic, mga 2 years ago, bro.
Yes, I remember this.
Yung biglang ganun. Tapos, ito, bro. Sumugod. Wala pang 2 seconds. Sumugod yung iba mouth-to-mouth kagad sa kanya. Nung mouth-to-mouth siya, ginanon-ganon yung mga tao. Biglang gumising na siya.
Nagising.
Yung isa pa nga, pinapasok yung dila sa loob ko. Ganon siya.
Totoo ba to? Hindi to di ba?
Bro, it's live. It was
Oh
on
my
national
God.
TV, bro. National TV ng Nigeria. And then, Abuja sa capital nila. And then, bro, ito pa yung funny. Hindi pa tapos, may Act 2 pa. Yung sa Act 2, biglang okay na siya, no? Biglang may bumulong sa kanya. Of course, I don't know sa Nigerian, but I could guess, uy, pare, tatanungin ka ngayon, bakit ka naging okay kagad? Tapos biglang nahimatay na naman siya.
Alam
Oh
mo,
my God. Bro,
alam mo
it's
sa akin,
crazy to watch it.
well, alam mo sa akin, what happened with Attorney Lopez, I think naman it's real Because she was under a lot of stress. Because, pansinin mo, the whole time she was talking, she was trying to compose herself. She was really trying so hard to compose herself hanggang bumigay siya. At nung na-cite siya in contempt, wala na, talagang bumigay na siya. Pero at the same time, remember that when she was already in the detention, I think it made it worse talaga. Na yun, pagdating ni Sara, tapos honestly, taka nga, ano ba talaga ginagawa ni Sara doon para talaga magsuportahan siya o ipaalala sa kanya, uy, wag kang magsalita. Ako mayayari ka sa akin, ha?
Or according to Montolfo, there's another angle.
Well, yeah.
Mr. Chippy meets Piatos. I mean, I don't wanna go into that. Baka mas-cyber libel tayo.
Yeah,
but
ako,
Montulfo.
Montulfo kasi naman, I don't know, ba't siya nakikisaw sa
Marites
issue na to
Siya yung Marites.
Oo, sobrang marites niya, no? Listen, for me, if Mon was gonna say something like that, I would love for him to show proof na lang. Yung talagang hard proof. Para lang, listen, make it a valid statement. Don't make a statement without evidence. Mahirap yon. So, pero nakakatawa. Nonetheless, nakakatawa pa rin yung
Bro,
angle.
just to be clear, wala akong sinasabi na Nigerian case ito. I'm just saying na nagdududang maraming tao dahil dyan. Kaya I'm just asking baka na tanong ng nag-request ng lie detector test yung ibang tao, pasaway talaga. But I'll tell you what, kagabi pagtingin ko sa Twitter, yung nakalagay sa trending, may hinimatay na naman sa office ng OVP. So, I mean, is it the water? Is it kulang ng oxygen? What's going on? Ang dami hinihimatay sa OVP.
Alam mo yung kay Gina Acosta, napanood ko yun eh. And alam mo, ito yung masasabi ko. Binanggit ko to kanina. Si Gina Acosta is a very nice lady. She looks like, honestly, she's not qualified to be a special disbursement officer. Wala siyang alam. Hindi siya marunong sumagot at mukhang hindi niya naiintindihan yung trabaho niya at palagi niya sinasabi, "Ma'am, utos po kasi ni Sara sa akin po 'yan." Yun palagi sinasabi niya. And you could tell that she did not have a good, clear understanding of her job, her responsibilities, and her liabilities. And I hate to say it, without sounding condescending, pero may pagka-simplicity siya na she's basically
It's above her pay
underqualified.
grade. Let's just put it that way.
Yes,
It's above her
she's
pay.
not qualified at all. I'm so sorry to say that. Grabe. I do not want to belittle her pero she's not qualified. Kaya sobra siyang stress sa pagsasagot niya. At pansinin mo, lahat ng mga sumasagot are similar in terms of intellect, in terms of knowledge, in terms of experience. So, and that's very common with the Dutertes. Even with Tatay Digong, ganun din yun, di ba? Mga tao niya, pansinin mo, their intellectual level is not that sharp. They're very dull. Ito, mas dull pa tong mga to. Yeah, so yun lang sa akin. And that's but the I don't know if it was an act nung parang hinimatay din tong si Gina Acosta. But I think she was really nervous. She sounded really nervous. And pag humarap ka naman ba kay Luistro na magtatanong ng ganyan, sino bang hindi ninervous? Nanonood lang ako ninenervous ako kay Luistro eh. Sa totoo lang, kung ako sigurong naimbita dyan, tapos ako ini-interrogate ni Luistro, baka himatayin din ako eh.
Basta bro, wag mo ipasok sa bunganga yung sa dila. Yung nag-mouth to mouth talaga. Bro, I'll send you the video. Tatlo pa yung mga lalaki lumapit nagma-mouth like, oh, bro, it was wrong. It was so wrong.
Grabe.
So,
Hindi ka
maganda
makaget over
naman
doon. I'd wanna see
wala
that.
ganyan.
I wanna
Bro,
see that.
I'll say, it was so crazy, bro. I even posted the version sa TikTok ko. Sabi ko, etong pinaka-favorite kong confidential funds hearing. Biglang, Jaran! That was my hearing. But bro, I mean, that was ila. Wala akong sinasabi, Wala akong sinasabi. Now, going back to the woman of the hour, Sara Duterte, brother. Sara Duterte. See, I'm really putting all my energy together. Babawi ako na late ako. Eto, brother, it's not the first time we saw Sara Duterte doing that. Kanina lang pa-interview ako this morning sa One News TV5. Ang kasunod ko si Malu, di ba? Si Malu Tikia. At I don't know ano yung line nila ngayon. Pero ang line DDS ngayon is essentially conditional threat naman daw yung sinabi. Hindi naman kita papatayin, pero kung pinatay mo ako, papatayin kita. Parang medyo like, nung last time, sabi nila symbolic. Ngayon naman, conditional threat. Anong basa mo sa mga ganyan
Ano na lang yan?
sabi nila?
They're trying to use legalese and loopholes to be able to try to get away from this one. Na the fact is, it's a threat, conditional or not. A grave threat is grave threat. Nakalagay nga doon, conditional or non-conditional, it's a threat. And pwede ka talagang makulong doon. Maximum yan. So, yung palang na talagang yari na siya dyan eh. And the fact that nag-make siya ng threat to a sitting president, sedition pa yan. Next, hindi lang yon. Yung threat niya, by the way, beyond the condition, it's this that makes it worse. She admits and doubles down. Inulit niya na yes, nag-hire ako ng papatay kay kay Marcos. Sinabi niya yan, paulit-ulit. The fact that there was a contractual killer hired to do the job, regardless of what the conditions are.
Specified pa yung gender, he daw.
Yun.
Him.
Yun. There you go.
Hindi she, they, or pronoun.
kaya yung palang alam ko na wala na to talagang. I would be surprised if the DOJ and the NBI and the DOJ don't file cases against her. Marcos has to step up na and walk the talk. I love the talk. Now he has to walk the walk.
Wait, bago tayo punta sa Marcos, bro, ang dami
Go.
mga demand. They want to see the mouth to mouth. So this is
May mga
Ito,
naghingi
ito,
gano'n.
ito,
Sige.
ito yung guy. Wait. Yung nakita mo yung isa. Ito yung guy na ay, hindi ito. Hindi ako. Wait lang. Ito yung guy in-investigate, alright?
Yes.
Ngayon, yung nakita mo na. Naalala mo yan? Ito.
Naalala ko na yan. Yeah.
Ano. Gusto ko makita yung mouth-to-mouth word. From where? Hindi niya ma-explain. Wala na siya, bro. Wala na. Act 1 lang yan. Ito na, bro. Tingnan mo yung mga reaction ng tao na nag-gets nila. Wait. Ayan na. Tutulungan na siya, bro. Ayan na. Ipamasahin niya na. Ayan na. Minekos na. Ayan na. Ipa-mouth to mouth na. Pinasok na sa... Ayan na, bro. Ayan na. Daming mag-mouth to mouth. Nagising na siya kaagad, bro. I'm telling you, brother. And then yung later on, okay na siya bigla. Tapos, ito, igagano niya sa mouth niya. Tapos, nung okay na siya, bigla may nagbulong sa kanya. Pare, tatanungin ka ulit ngayon. Di hinimatay na naman siya ulit. I'm just saying, bro, there's always Nigeria, bro. Next level talaga sila. But anyway, going back to this, do you think there's something really wrong with Sara? Do you think she's having a meltdown under pressure? Do you think this is her way of rallying her base? Threatening Marcos na, kumaga, madman theory, di ba? Don't mess with me because I will go crazy. You know, ganon?
Oh yeah, for sure. You know, she's already at the point where nakikita mo na nga that she's really lost it. Live on national on social media. Talagang this is a full on meltdown. And the thing is, pinaninindigan na niya yung meltdown niya. Yun ang nakikita natin, and she's trying to desperately not talk about the confidential funds. That's where we're down to. She is desperately trying to divert all of our attention away from the confidential funds. At lahat na ng tactic ginawa na niya, from the meltdown, the threats, and then now she's talking about Ninoy Aquino. Okay, na itong mga pumatay kay Ninoy Aquino, itong mga Marcos, this is oppression, suppression, they've done it in the past. Sabi ko, sino ba pinag-uusapan niya? Tatay ba niya? Kasi it sounded like she was talking about her dad when she talks about oppression and suppression of the opposition. You know, she said that. So, kaya
medyo kawalang yan yung ganyan in a sense that, sino bang nagbabastos kay Ninoy Aquino? Sino nagbabastos sa EDSA? Sinong nagsasabi na walang kwenta ang mga liberals, binabastos mga Aquinos? Oh, Rodrigo Duterte. So, I mean, I just find it so shameless. Alam ko yung isa ex-human rights lawyer siya, pero just because human rights lawyer siya dati, walang karapatan itong tao na to na gamitin, i-weaponize yung EDSA legacy for their own political agenda. Have some shame naman, bro. I mean, not you, of course. At least bro yung tawag. Have some shame, guys. Diba? Yun yung nakakainis talaga na ginagamit yung legacy ni Nino, yung martyrdom niya for their own political agenda and to try to pin down Marcos, which is a perfect segue. Marcos Jr. obviously, malumanay siya. As an Ilocana, I can say he's more Romualdez than Marcos in many ways. But lumabas na yung pagka-Marcos niya talaga nung kahapon. Talagang nakikita mo. Ito yung galit version talaga ni BBM. Still not digong, hindi nagmumura, on script pa rin, but nevertheless, pissed off talaga si BBM. What's your read of yung address, fireside chat ni BBM?
Yeah. You know, I really love whoever writes his speeches. Kasi it was spot on. The very first line pa lang, ang galing na nung sinabi niya na kung ang isang presidente kayang bantaan ng tao na tulad ni Sara Duterte, paano pa ang mga ordinaryong Pilipino? That is so true. And that's what he is fighting for. At least alam niya kung anong pinaglalaban niya. Hindi sarili na niya ang pinaglalaban niya ngayon eh. Pinaglalaban na niya ang lahat ng Pilipino, ang batas, ang konstitusyon at ang Pilipinas. Yun ang nagustuhan ko sa speech niya. Dahil pinapakita niya na hindi ito personal. Na ito ay bilang presidente, gagawin ko ang tungkulin ko para protektahan ang lahat ng Pilipino. At kung ang presidente kayang bantaan, paano pa nga ang iba? I love that. And ang galing pa ng mga ginamit yung mga cliches and taglines na sinabi pa niya na pag-usapan ng katotohanan, huwag itokhang ang katotohanan, which is true.
Nagsishade siya eh. Yeah, doon sa drug war ni Digo.
Pero ang galing talaga no kasi it's true naman talaga that the Dutertes are known to be killers. And that's the only thing in their mind. At ngayon yung pagka-pronounce niya nito, it really throws the ball back at Sara. And I love the way he was very particular about saying that there will be due process. We will follow the law. And I am sworn to protect the law as president. That is a powerful statement. And that tumatak yan sa maraming Pilipino na dito na nagkaroon ng mga tao na kahit sinuporta mo si Duterte, magdadalawang isip ka pag marinig mo yung sinabi ni Marcos eh. Dahil sinasabi ni Marcos, ako poprotektahan ko ang batas. Ito lumalabag sa batas. Paano mo susuportahan ng isang taong lumalabag sa batas? So, ang galing nung dichotomy, nung makita mo yung dalawang kakaibang approach. Yung isa, madman theory yung isa naman, very composed.
Yeah. Madman
Statesman, yeah.
versus statesman, yeah.
Yeah, there you go, 'di ba? Kaya when I heard that, my God, I was like, thank God he did what he did, said what he said. And honestly, I'm sure if they did a polling right now of Marcos's approval rating, tumaas ulit yan siguro by now. Tumaas yan after the Pogo thing eh. This one puts
Right.
it a notch a
Or
lot
at least
higher.
that speech, I think, if yun, di ba sa US, pag nagde-debate, meron yung live polling. I think he did very well in the sense that pinakita niya na hindi ito ukol sa kanya. Ito ay tungkol sa dangal at saka dignidad ng kanyang mandato, opisina, at saka of course yung dangal at dignidad ng ating bayan and the rule of law. Di ba? He was very clear about the rule of law. Interesting din, may sinabi siya na part na aside from yung chicheria piatos na patama niya, meron din siyang sinabi na ako ay nanerbisyo sa Kongreso at Senado at nirerespeto ko yung independence nila. And I think that's where it takes us to the next discussion, which is, I think he's saying that if ever may impeachment complaints or impeachment proceedings na mangyari, wala akong kinalaman dyan, that's going to be an independent move. I don't know about Duterte. So it was a very smooth operator kind of thing, saying just in case kung may impeachment, wala akong kinalaman kasi ako alam ko, independent branch of the state yan. So I think that was a very subtle way of him implying that there could be an impeachment down the road. Now, which raises this question, okay, so what is Marcos gonna do? Because we know if it's an impeachment issue, iipitin ito sa Senado. Not only the 3 or 4 musketeers there or whatever you want to call them, clowns, whatever, but it's also the fence-sitters. I mean, I think we have all understood by now na there are so many senators na takot sila na yayarin sila ng Solid South comes national office, whether re-election next year or come 2028. So medyo maipit ka dyan. At the same time, the NBI is looking at filing criminal charges, which you can do against the vice president because she's not immune from those charges, but you cannot impeach her with those cases. What you can do is to disqualify her. But for me, brother, I think the clincher here is this. If may mahanap na ebidensya, could be from the AFP, could be from the NBI, could be from the DOJ, na there is credible evidence of seditious activities, credible evidence of insurrectionary activities, in addition to etong assassination plot investigation, I think that could seal the deal. I think that could be the key that could put a lot of pressure on a lot of senators to say, oh, so wait, okay ka lang na may seditious kang vice president. So I think what we're looking at in the coming months is what I call a snowball effect, kung saan magsabay-sabay lahat tong mga to, whereby individually kakayanan ng mga Dutertes kung ganito, ganyan. But pag sumabay lahat ng mga to, impeachment complaint going up to the Senate, NBI investigating, coup plot investigations, at the same time ICC shadow, I think if this all comes together, there is a high probability that Marcos can pin down the Dutertes for good. But again, this is a theoretical discussion at this point in time. Ikaw, anong basa mo in terms of logically what should be the next step forward and what you expect Marcos will do next?
Well, on December 29, on the 29th, 3 days from now, in-invite na si Sara Duterte to be able to give her side.
November 29.
Yeah, November 29. Sorry, November 29.
Kasi December, sabi so, wait lang, napaisip mo.
Yeah, sorry, November 29 to shed light into their investigation. Pero nakalagay dito sa subpoena na to is that it's regarding the grave threat and not just that, the anti-terror law. That was enacted by her own father. And she's gonna be the first recipient of it from the way it looks.
That's what you call a blowback. Be careful what you wish for.
Oo nga eh. So,
well,
yeah, right?
So
Pero
what do you expect there?
Well, what's interesting for me is ito nakakapagtaka talaga sa akin bakit mayroon pang investigation tapos ini-invite mo yung accused sa investigation. Kasi in reality, ang accused hindi na kailangan imbitahin sa investigation because they have the right to remain silent. 'Di ba? They have the right to remain silent, the right to against self-incrimination. So, hindi na dapat iniimbita yan eh. Dapat tuloy yung investigation and then file the charges and have her arrested. That's it.
Kaya nga double standard daw, 'di ba? Kasi we have a case of a Filipino citizen who made a, random, 'di ba,
Yep.
nung nalaro ni Digong, 'di ba? Immediately na-arrest na siya eh. So some people are
And wala pang
ano eh,
charges yun ha. Inarest
wala
na
pang
rin, walang charges.
exactly. Exactly. So some people
Abducted
are
yon.
saying medyo double standard or medyo no offense to NBI, they're kind of trying to, wiggle their way through this. I hope that kasi kung rule of law, yung sinasabi ni BBM, that means law should apply equally to everyone, including the second highest position in the land who doesn't enjoy absolute immunity, unlike the commander-in-chief. So yun lang sinasabi ko na medyo napaano ako doon. So which tells you that unfortunately, it's still a political thing in a sense that mahirap banggaan talaga mga Duterte. I think, I don't know if you saw it, Bato, kanina gave a parang interview kung saan sinabi niya, kumbaga parang talagang let's see, kumbaga parang let the games begin, parang ganun
Yep.
nagyabang siya na magkakaroon ng showdown at alam naman natin si si ex-human rights lawyer na si nagpapatawag ng people power ganun.
Full power, yeah.
Ako natatawa ako sa mga ganun, except bro, I mean, people like Ronald Llamas among others are saying kasi baka sumali din sa sectarian groups na medyo malalakas. At baka yun, that's what's giving the administration or the NBA whatever some consideration kasi baka makakalaban sila kasi we're not talking about only Duterte supporters in Davao eh. Kung yun lang naman kaya naman i-isolate yan eh. But some people believe that may mga sectarian groups dito na magsusupport sa mga Dutertes if it goes down in a crazy way, which is why you need people like General Torre kasi I think he's very suabe siya, di ba? As
Yep.
we saw with the case of Quiboloy. Because in the case of Quiboloy, they wanted some drama to happen eh. Para maging mukhang biktima sila and they have a reason to essentially resist, no?
Yep.
The arrest. So, I don't know if what's the strategy of the Duterte side, but obviously they like drama. Di ba? I mean, nakita natin sa video, di ba? Andiyan na pa yung mga cameras. Sabi niya, andyan na yung
Yep.
camera. Sigurado na dadalhin dito. Like, you could see na talagang performance. Davao School of Arts and Drama ang tawag ko dyan, di ba? I very much, dalawa yan. Davao School of Arts and Drama and Davao School of Constitutional Law Studies. Yung sobrang
Yep.
kakaiba yung kanilang basa sa ating saligang batas. Minsan napapaisip, ano daw? Like, di ba? So, I'm just saying, bro, so it's tricky also from an operational tactical standpoint. But your sense, brother, is before election or this will go all the way to elections na banggaan and legal cases and political fighting? What do you see here?
I honestly think this is going to happen very fast. I would be surprised kung pahahabain pa to ng mga ng kampo ni na Marcos eh. Let's say 29 punta si Sara or her representative, then you're talking about they look at it, investigate Christmas holidays, January siguro, meron na yung kaso. First, Happy New Year talaga para sa mga Duterte. And si Digong din, dapat kasuhan yan, by the way. So, hindi lang si Sara, si Digong din. So, I think that'll all come to head in January or Feb. But the thing is, here's what's interesting, na nabanggit mo, is it gonna be before election or after? I think they're also testing the water. So, you could be right that they might delay it kasi tingnan natin kung gaano katatag ba itong mga sumusuporta sa mga Duterte na tatambay sila dyan sa may EDSA shrine. May konti sila ngayon nandoon na nakatambay. Kung ano ba, lalaki ba yung grupo o liliit? Tapos maybe they're gonna try one charge. From that one charge, they're gonna determine, okay, kumusta yung response? Mukhang mahina ang response. O sige, banat ulit tayo, isa pa. O walang nagre-react. O sige, isa pa. Alam mo yung, it's like a slow boil. Di ba?
Yeah, cross the
Dahan-dahan.
river and feel the stones, kumbaga, as the
Oo.
Chinese expressions.
Di ba? So, yun ang nakikita kong gagawin nila dito. Possible na gagawin nila. And so far, even yung press ko ng NBI at DOJ, if you watched it, was very, very well crafted. The way they answered, ang galing nila sumagot and ang galing nila mag-field ng mga questions. So, That's what I like about what I'm seeing with the Marcos administration and the people that are in charge of all the different departments. Marunong sila
Smooth
talaga sumagot.
operator. So you're saying smooth operator. Brother, I want to bring back Rodrigo Duterte because we have to mention the father. Ako, sa aking palagay, in an alternative universe, kung wala si Digong, I think Sara could have handled this situation all the way to 2028 and she would have been the front runner. I think her father is her biggest problem. If Sara
Wow.
goes down, I will blame the father, to be honest. Kasi sa tingin ko, BBM never wanted to pick a fight with Sara. And for a long time, Sara herself tried to keep things on an even keel. It's the father who made it almost impossible. And the best case is not only the speech he gave in January na minura-mura niya, binastos ang presidente. Tignan mo naman yung sinabi niya kagabi.
Yep.
Yung sinabi niya kagabi, essentially calling on the military. Di ba?
But that's not the first time he did it. Remember, he already did it before.
Exactly. But to do this right after the daughter is
Yes.
already in hot waters, that's reckless. Pinapahamak niya yung anak niya.
Yeah.
Dito talaga ako, bro, I blame the father more than anyone else. To be honest, in an alternative world, kung hindi yung ganong kakaren yung tatay niya, I think Sara could have easily become the next president. In fact, BBM always was open to that possibility. Alos tanggap na natin, inevitable na si Sara maging next president. Sinira talaga ni Digong yung career ng anak niya eh. Because if Sara goes down, this is Digong's fault. Because he had a very good chance kanina to tone it down. I mean, BBM always said we will not allow ICC to come in. So even Digong would have been safe.
Yep.
They could have managed this, engineered this.
Yes.
It tells you something is really wrong with Digong. Either he has lost his marbles. Maybe he never really had marbles to begin with. It's just, or really something has gone wrong here, brother. So honestly, sympathetic ako to Sara at a certain level. I know it sounds weird, but for me, I blame the father. Parang pahamak talaga siya sa anak niya. Sayang kasi Sara had really good potential to be the next president. That's not an endorsement. I don't think she's the right person, but from political standpoint, objectively, I think she could have handled this very smoothly until 2027 or smooth enough. The father ruined it.
Yeah. So here's my take on it. I think Sara is doing a good job on her own, destroying herself. But that's interesting na nabanggit mo nga about Digong coming in. And yeah, pwede. I mean, I could see why you would say that. I think that for me right now, it's marginal. Not inconsequential, but marginal. Although what I will tell you is that the dad,
it's over, yeah.
well, yeah, the dad for me is destroying the entire legacy of the Dutertes. Lahat sila. Kasi si Pulong at saka si Base, wala naman talaga silang wala silang political power much like Sara and the dad. Silang dalawa yung meron eh. But the dad making that kind of statement last night does add fuel to the fire. And talagang now, kung galit si BBM at sabi niya kakasuhan si Sara, narinig pa niya yun, the AFP, DOJ, NBI, they're not gonna let this pass na. And that's why kakasuhan na itong si Duterte ngayon for sedition.
Bro, all the AFP needs to do is to unearth some evidence. I'll tell you what, last November, exactly almost 1 year ago, General Bronner mentioned that may mga haka-haka at may mga gumagalaw na mga ex-generals. For all we know, I'm not saying this is not a confidential information, obviously. For all we know, there may have been some smoke and some fire, pero dahil si BBM ayaw niya magkaroon ng gulo, hindi niya nilabas yan. But now, I think he has all the reasons to go back to some of the fire and smoke there, which for all intents and purposes may have been even more fire than smoke right now. Do you get what I'm saying, bro? Sobrang vulnerable talaga mga Dutertes. And I confirmed, I was at The Hague a few months ago. Meron na talagang negotiation na nangyayari as we speak. So, in fact, sabi nga ni Ronald sa akin, hindi ko na sabihin anong hotel, andun yung mga ICC people. So, nakatengal, they're just waiting, bro, to go in. Parang sa rugby yan eh. You just tell them to go, they'll go in. Like, diba? So, it's really crazy what Duterte is. He's really, bro, he's ruining everything for his family and all. At ang nakakalungkot dito pare is dama yung bansa natin. Bro, this is headlines. Where on earth have you seen a headline saying Vice President of a country says that she hired the assassin to kill the president? Time magazine, Agence France. I mean, bro, this is embarrassing. They are destabilizers. Yung term na ginagamit ng mga Duterte, sila ang destabilizer ngayon. Pakanan ng bansa, nasisira nila yung interest ng bayan. They are the
Yep.
currents who are holding the country back.
Right now, what they're doing talaga, it does not do any favors for anyone. And nakakatawa lang that, Sara is portraying herself to be the victim. At kung tutusin, like if you're really thinking properly, ito yung palagi ko sinasabi sa mga supporters ni Duterte, kung talagang pag-isipan mo, kung sino ba nag-umpisa na itong lahat, si Sara at yung tatay niya nag-umpisa na itong lahat. They started this because they couldn't get their way with everything they wanted. Yun eh.
Because
Kaya
brat
na,
nga, bro. Because brat nga. I mean, let's put it this way. Dun sa Duterte family, the only one with the more than just, LGU level experience is Digong. Sara never had any experience beyond Davao. Let's be honest. She
yep,
never held any serious position, whether private life or public life. She didn't even finish her studies here in. So I'm not saying this to disparage her. I'm just saying hindi niya talaga. She was not prepared for this. So ang nangyari ngayon is pinapaganon siya ng ama niya for a war she's not prepared for, pare. Parang yellow belt ka lang, pinaano ka dun sa
yep,
mga black belt. Pabugbog ka talaga. So that's why nagme-meltdown to eh. So because look at it, Sara, she was always sheltered, bro. She always got whatever she wanted. She became
yes,
mayor. Then, like, these people are not really made for this level of. No offense again. Davao has produced wonderful people. I'm just saying, kung alam mo yung anak mo not ready for the big game, kaya nga nagbisa siya eh, kaya nga hindi siya tumakbong presidente kahit number 1 siya sa survey, pati siya alam niya she's not really for that level yet at least, wag mo iganon, pinush niya masyado, bro.
yep.
I mean, this is a classic case of an over-eager parent imperiling a
Oh,
child who's not ready for the big game, to be
yeah.
honest. Yun
And
lang, bro, I'm just looking at it from that angle also.
I'll also add, may mga sumusuporta kay Duterte, kay Sara, na sinasabi na dapat hindi na doon niya sinuportahan si Marcos, dapat tumakbo na lang siya. All I have to say to the people that said that, kung tumakbo nga siya noong 2025, Marcos and Sara would have lost. That's it. Kaya magpasalamat sila na Sara did not run because she was not gonna win and Marcos was not gonna win because they're gonna cancel each other out. That's the bottom line with
No,
that
but
one.
what if BBM did not run? Because that was also a possibility na BBM would not run and then railroad ni Digong yung elections para sa anak niya.
Hindi,
That was
BBM was determined to run no matter what eh. Kaya nga nagalit si Digong sa kanya because Big Digong did not want BBM to run. And he was president that time. And remember, Marcos owes him a favor because pumayag siya dalhin sa libingan ng bayani yung tatay niya. Kaya he could have, if BBM, kung di siya desidido talaga na tumakbo bilang presidente, he could have said no, but it was obvious that he wanted to do it no matter what. He couldn't wait any longer, and this was the time. That's why ang galing no maneuvering na yun to be able to bring in their emissary at that time, si Amy Marcos, to tell Sara, VP ka na lang. Sara naman, I think,
actually,
knew.
bro, it was Martin Romualdez.
Oh, it was Martin
It was
Romualdez,
not
really.
Arroyo, it was not Amy.
It
Amy and
wasn't
Arroyo,
Arroyo either. I'm surprised, ah.
it was really Martin Romualdez, I'll tell you, brother. Kaya nga,
Wow, okay.
that's why it's so bitter. Because Sara essentially is blaming Martin, saying, niloko mo ako. Na you negotiated this, put me there, and then ngayon yayarin niyo ako. So, that's why it's so bitter, bro. Kasi it was actually Martin who negotiated this.
So you think ba
Lang yun
tinrider
si
siya ni
Arroyo,
Martin
I mean.
Romualdez?
Ano, no?
Tinrider ba siya ni Martin
No,
Romualdez?
that's the reading of Sara, na you forced me to not run for presidency. But I agree with you. There was no assurance that Sara could win. This was the scenario I could see, a three-way fight, Isko, Sara, Lenny. And then Isko would split the Duterte vote.
Yep.
Because Digong was closer to Isko at some point than Sara. Nag-split sa loob. Bongo, sa pagkaalam ko, baka mas close pa kay Isko kaysa Sara. Nag-away pa yung dalawa na yan. So actually, baka mas split yung House of Duterte. And then Lenny could have eked it out with 25-30% of the vote.
Yeah.
That would have been a possibility, actually. So,
Yeah.
and not to mention, kayo ang napanalo kay BBM. So, di ba? Wala kayong karapatan magreklamo. Ginusto niya.
Yes.
Naman tayo pumunta kay BBM. So, wag kayong mag-iyak-iyak dyan na, bakit yung dinidefense si Marcos is the president of the Republic of the Philippines. Even if I didn't vote for him, he is the president of my country. So if I defend my country, effectively, I have to stand by the president in terms of him not getting assassinated, right? I'm not
Yep.
saying I'll defend everything he says. So yung mga walang yung mga kaibigan natin dyan, ginusto na yan. Ginawa yung presidente niyan. Yung 32 million ay combined vote niyan. So, magrereklamo kayo. Kayong may kasalanan nandun yung mga Marcoses. So, huwag na kayo magdrama dyan. But that was the scenario, brother. Isko and Sara will split the House of Duterte, the Duterte base vote, and then Lenny would have a chance as a third force. That would have been an interesting race, brother.
Yeah.
And then Grace Poe would have run for VP.
Grace Poe?
Yes.
That time?
Yes.
Oh,
She was
gosh.
actually number 2 or 3, and she's now number 1 to be VP.
Oh
Sa
my
lahat
gosh.
ng surveys. So
Okay.
you have had a Lenny Grace Poe. I mean, that would have been wild, brother. Kasi magkalaban yung dalawa na yun nung 2016. I'm just saying, like, people talk about politics as if it's predetermined. It's not, brother. It's just
not.
so if not for Martin Romualdez, we could have had two strong women na medyo may mga hidwaan, but both good in their ways. I mean, I'm okay with both sides, but I'm just saying that would have been a possibility, brother. That a graceful vice president and no, I mean, Grace Poe said she didn't run kasi Tito Soto ran. But I know everyone realized once Sara is gonna run for VP, it's wait this out. And I think
Right.
Grace Poe right choice kasi ngayon number 1 na siya ulit. But bro, it would have been a totally different world. I mean, it would have been an incredibly different world. So, but isn't this ironic? For the first time, yung yung unity team ang nanalo, di
Yeah,
ba? Parati
magkaalyado.
nanalo. Magkaalyadong nanalo, and ito yung naging pinaka-bitter. So again, it brings me back to yung ginamit na metaphor sa Trump first administration. Wala pa tayo sa second. Sabi nila, our administration is like a zoo without fence. It's like when you put a tiger and a lion and a crocodile, there will be blood. So here we are. Here we are, brother. No, I just want to remind people. I know we're Catholics. We have a sense of fate and destiny. But it's the small things, brother, that can completely change direction. I don't know, you watch that movie, Adjustment Bureau?
Yes.
Alam mo, see, di ba, kung hindi lang siya nagkape nung araw na yan, hindi na yung love of life niya, kung hindi na love na politics is the same. Path dependency ang tawag dyan. It's based on concept in physics, di ba? So a few moves there. So in short, Martin Romualdez is the reason why we are here today. So let's see who will come on top.
Yeah, and by the way, I wanted to add, what was interesting, did you see the photo that came out of Congress right after the speech of Martin Romualdez? Si GMA, former President GMA, katabi ni Sandro Marcos at ni Romualdez. Naka-thumbs up lahat sila. Pero yung kay GMA, yung thumbs up niya, medyo parang alanganin na thumbs up. Tapos medyo dead may mukha, pero naka-thumbs up kasama ng lahat. And even the other congressmen and congressistas were surprised na GMA actually joined the photo op. So nakikita mo that there are shifts happening. Very
She's a survivor,
dramatic.
brother. Tita Roy is a survivor. She's the ultimate. I mean, if Machiavellian was a positive political trait, not in the moral sense, but in the objective skill sense. I think Arroyo and Enrile are the ultimate survivors. Some would say Machiavellis of Philippine politics. And I don't mean it in a moralistic sense. I just mean it in terms of political survival.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And right now, nakikita natin that a lot of alliances are shifting right now. What's interesting for me is Senate. I mean, again, good and bad na Marcos is not pushing his weight with Senate. I like it that he's not. And Senate will implode on its own anyway. People see it. Lahat kayo mga nanonood, alam naman nyo, nakikita nyo kung sino yung ginagawa ang trabaho nila at sino yung nagpe-play ng partisan politics. Nakikita mo talaga the senators are useless. This afternoon na nagkaroon ng hearing yung regarding the POGOs. And did you see that one? And the Women and Children's Committee with Risa Ontiveros?
Si Riza, yeah.
Mag-isa lang siya. Nakaupo doon with all the resource people. 0 senators except Risa Ontiveros. Dahil hindi na in fashion si Alice Go ngayon, wala nang pumuntang mga senador.
Alam na this. Talagang,
kaya ganyan
who's true and
talaga.
who's not. Pero brother, speaking of Pogo, I want to go back to you. So Senator Risa Ontiveros has finally confirmed what we have been saying forever na may embedded spies ang China sa mga Pogo. Did that come out kanina? Sorry, hindi ko na-check yung kanina eh.
Yeah, so Yeah, so what came out is two versions of a spy. One was parang the full-on spy, pero there's one that parang is an agent of influence. That's what they would call it. So hindi siya yung parang spy na nagkukuha ng information.
Asset lang. Oh.
An asset that is used to be able to influence the minds of people, to brainwash people, and to be able to create enough groundwork for mga dayuhan, mga taga-China to be able to invade the country. Invade through business, or getting land, criminal activity. So yun yung pagka-explain nila on Alice Guo's character, more than being an actual spy. So it was an agent of influence. Yun ang ginamit
Right,
nila.
right. Hindi siya James Bond, more like yung mga alala, yung mga hinire ni James
Yep.
Bond. So,
Yes. Parang ganon, yeah. So it's like a deep penetration agent that's contracted under the table by certain people in China. Parang ganon yan eh. So yun ang nakikita nilang more of the angle. But nonetheless, right now, tapos na nga yung Senate hearing na yun, and they're just going to be coming up with legislation that's going to be able to protect our country against instances like this. So they're doing legislation now with regards to, of course, for POGOs, with regards to the birth certificates, immigration, maraming mga lalabas sa mga bagong batas na hopefully makakatulong talaga para umayos yung ating bansa at hindi na maulit yung nangyari sa atin.
that positive notes. Thank you so much, brother. Obviously, I always love talking to you forever, but I know that it's quite late. Kanina ka pa nag-start, so siguro ubus laway tayo dito. Try ko umabol and hit the gym bago magsara. Thank you so much, brother. And I look forward to more conversations with you. Hopefully, next weekend so, balik naman tayo ulit sa studio. So I'll update you, bro, if you can do it again. RRM, RRML, whatever. Balita ko, nag-meeting din kayo ng kabila ng isang araw, ha? It's okay. So we're gonna have something like that. And of course, dun sa mga interesado rin, Cool Pals, December 3, may event din kami. Xiao Chua naman ang kasama ko and the Cool Pals. So hopefully down the road, I'll put all of us together, bro. That's really my plan, no? I'm the Donald Trump of podcasting. I'm gonna put everyone together.
I'd love
Man.
that, man.
I'm the Joe Rogan / Trump of like the podcasting. Let's make our manosphere, bro. They're like
Let's
good
do it.
Let's do it, brother. More power to you, brother. Looking great, and talk to you soon. And maraming salamat sa ating lahat ng mga followers natin. Please don't forget to follow Kristan, my wonderful, amazing guy, wonderful guy, best guy. And don't also forget to follow me, Richard Heydarian. On that note, latest episode ng Usapan Politika / RNC. Richard and Kristan. Hindi si Christian. Later na yan si Christian, pero Kristan. Salamat, brother. Talk to you soon.
Okay, good night, Richard.
Galing.
Bye-bye.